this prayer without ceasing thing is really a big deal to us.
Turn to prayer. In my opinion, prayer's the key to everything.
I think prayer life is the most important.
I think before, my prayer life before was, you don't pray unless you can sit down and close your eyes, and then that's when now I pray all the time, right?
Well, this will sound funny, but I'll be honest. I have difficulty praying by myself. I am an extreme extrovert, especially when it comes to prayer. You get me with a group of people, I'll pray for 36 hours straight.
My prayer life, I think, is evolved because it was arrow prayers, help me here, help me here, help me here. When I realized that most of those prayers were selfish and I'm asking for him to fix something that I created.
But I don't think that you should feel bad about not having, a specific hour set aside for prayer, because pray without ceasing, pray in the car, pray while you're driving, pray while you're, fixing dinner.
My wife and I were talking about that even this morning. This prayer without ceasing thing is really a big deal to us, but it's not finding yourself on your knees 24 hours a day. It's becoming aware of His presence around the clock. And there's not too many moments where I'm not, singing a song or meditating or even verbally praying, whether it's in English or Spanish or tongues.
The majority of our prayer should be about spending time with God and just having a conversation with Him.
It might not be about intercession at all. In fact, I would say that's the way that my prayer life has evolved, is that it's not intercession centered. It's just kind of a conversation with God about life.
I think I pray deeper now than I did 40 years ago, and I listen more. I talk a lot. And it took me a while to learn to listen. I still struggle with that sometimes.
There are periods of time where we get called to dig into deeper prayer, but to feel like that if I don't pray for 2 hours about this, that God's not gonna do this. I think coming with faith and just go like, hey God, hey Dad, hey, I'm concerned about this. I'd really like to see if you'd just help me out here.
So my prayer life has changed in that when I was young, I felt a lot of guilt that I couldn't just go into my prayer closet and pray for hours on end like Smith Wigglesworth, Kind of coming to grips with this is just who I am. And I find God more in community, actually, and in being with other people. I do pray by myself, but I also pray a lot more with Sarah, my wife. When I really got something going on, I grab her, can we just pray together? So I guess what I'm trying to say is there's not just one way to pray.
So my prayer life now is more in tune with a conversation with Him rather than an outline of things that I need.
So I've become pretty comfortable with just the conversational prayer with the Lord throughout the day.
And spending time with Him. And in that time, looking at more as just, I'm gonna hang out with Jesus. I've come to realize that sometimes just putting my arm on a chair next to me and just sitting there hanging out and not really saying much is actually prayer.
And so now it's this journey of intimacy for me. It's about intimacy, staying close to Him just because He resides within us. I try to be more aware, and it's so cool because sometimes that's a feeling thing and sometimes it's not. There's times that you don't feel anything, and you don't have to because you already know that, man, he's like literally right here. He's in us and he's amongst us. And so for me, my prayer journey is about this awareness.
The other prayer part that I love is just remembering who God is and what he's done for me. You know, just praising him.
I don't save it up, right? I don't save it up till the time to pray. You know, if there's something that's on my mind that comes up, I'll pray right away.
You want that experience to know how to seek God more, to find that relationship with God on a different level. To find that deeper relationship comes from seeking wisdom as much as seeking the relationship.
So what's helped me here in my latter years is I actually utilize an app that takes that it's the Daily Office, but because it has audio to it, I feel like I'm praying with other people, and so everything's being read out loud, and involves a lot of scripture reading and different things too, Psalms and all kinds of stuff. But
in this period of life, it's really, Lord, it's really more about God guide me, mold me, and shape me, make me more like you, rather than just coming with requests.
I think most of the prayers that Barb and I have together is, how can I be your hands and feet? Let my words be a light to you. How can we shine that brings people to you? How can we be like Jesus? That's usually at the end of our prayers. That's how we end our prayer.
A lot of my prayers these days are real simple. 3-word prayer, Lord help me. And even if it's just getting out of a chair, it's my prayer, God help me.